Welcome to the AI Hackathon, everyone. Before we dive into AI, let's talk about what you should build for your hackathon, right? Because that would be the right place to start. There are two kinds of applications that you can build, a consumer application or a business application. Since most of you haven't worked with businesses, it makes sense for you to focus on consumer applications. When I talk about consumer application, I'm talking about Uber like applications or e-commerce platforms and so on, right? The key is to solve a problem that you face every day. This approach will make the project more relatable and also more impactful, right? So let me give an example from my own life so that you can understand how to approach a problem and build an AI solution for it. Several years ago, a CIO of a British company took me out to an Indian restaurant. They serve these delicious pakoras for starters, and he tried them and he liked it, and he decided to have pakoras for the entire dinner. Right? He just ate 20 pakoras. I was sitting there in horror watching him eat pakoras completely, like 20, and the waiter was looking at me, you know, asking me like, really, 20 pakoras? So years later, I did the same when I moved to France. I ended up eating French fries and pastries. When we don't know how the food is made out of, right, we tend to pick the healthiest or unhealthiest option because, um, you know, uh, unhealthy food is usually tastier, right? So I thought ignorance is bliss. Let me try this, and until my health suffered. So finally, I found this concept called Nutri-Score. Nutri-Score is basically a score that evaluates nutrients in the food. But instead of just showing a number, it uses a simple intuitive scale, like A for very healthy food and B for healthy food, all the way up to E for unhealthy food. It's like five-star rating, but for healthy foods, right? This was in France, and it was available in almost all foods and groceries. And I could see that in other neighboring countries in Western Europe. But when I traveled to US or in India, it wasn't available. So I thought, how would it be if this is available everywhere in the world? Right? So that's how Neartail's Food Search was born, because it is a search engine to search for food, healthy food. So let me share my screen and I can show you a demo of how it works. All right. So if you go to Neartail Food Search, you can search for something like protein salad. That looks like popular choice. Okay, so you can see salads like garden salad, chef salad, and so on. So when I click on chef salad, then it will show the Nutri-Score. It says this is A, which means it's a healthy food, right? So if I am a food enthusiast, I can look at the ingredients, I can look at the nutrition, and then I can decide whether I want to buy. So this is how Neartail's healthy food works. Now you can think about your own problem that you face every day and build similar applications for this hackathon. Now let's get into how to build these kind of applications. So I'm going to explain step by step how we build this food search. So let's start with how we built the search engine itself. So if you're building a search, you can do in two ways. The first approach is the traditional, storing all the web pages in a relational database, right? So you could store, let's say, the title or the product name, and then the contents of this product in two columns in the database, right? the database table. Let's say the table name is called web page, and the columns are called as title and content, right? So you could, when I search for protein salad, then you could execute a query which says select title and content from web page, where content like star protein salad star, right? So it will basically search for all the web pages with protein salad. But in that case, you wouldn't be able to see garden salad and chef salad, because nowhere it says it's a protein salad, right? Because protein is part of the nutrition, but it is not part of the words anywhere, right? So this is how rudimentary search engines like Yahoo was built earlier. But with AI, you can build a search engine that understands the meaning behind my search. For example, by understanding what protein salad means, and by understanding the contents of chef salad, by understanding the nutrition content inside the chef salad, I can figure out that the user wants protein salad. And by finding the meaning for these two and representing it in a numerical value using AI, you can list different kinds of salads that approach this meaning called protein salad and list them in the descending order, right? So this is how the new age search engines like Google and Neartail's food search works. Now, you could even have your own personalized preferences. Like, for example, if you're on a weight loss journey or on a muscle building journey, then you could have your own personal preference also added into the search results, and then tailor the search results based on your wishes and wants. That is how Google's YouTube search algorithm works. And sometimes it is often called as filter bubble, right? All these things are possible with AI. So that's the first use case, search, right? The second the use case for AI is classification. So once we have these results, how do we show that this has Nutri-Score of A? You could find the nutrition, and then you could calculate the Nutri-Score, right? Not so fast, because the Nutri-Score is different for different categories of foods. For example, the fat in avocado is very different from fat in beef. One is vegetable and the other one is red meat, right? So one is healthy and the other one is not. So what you want to do before finding the Nutri-Score is to classify these products. So let me show you how it works. So you can click on the training data. I've shared this spreadsheet already with you. In case you need it, I will finally send it on the chat as well. So here we have two columns. One is the web page title, and the other one is the web page content. So based on these two information, we are classifying the nutrition category in the third column, like beverages, red meat, and general food, and so on. So using this, once you have installed Prompt Repo, you can go to extensions and then click on Prompt Repo and click Train AI. So what we are going to do now is to look at all these training data that we have added, or different kinds of samples for these products that we have added. And then we are going to create a classification AI model. So I click on next, and then I'm going to say the input columns are the web page title and the web page content. And based on this input title, we are going to ask the AI to output the nutrition category. This is going to be an enum, because the nutrition category can only be these lists that are applicable for calculating the Nutri-Score. So I click on next, and then I can click on publish, and then a new AI model will be created just with a spreadsheet. Now, once the model is created, then I can click on prompt repo, use AI, and then the model will be ready to use. So I can use it as an API inside your application. It could be a Node.js application, or it could be a Python application, or I can try it out using a simple web interface. So here, let me load an example. So for example, I'm going to enter the web page title as Coca-Cola and the web page content with all the nutrition information. Right? So when I click on the arrow, it finds out that this is a beverage. So that's a typical example of a classification algorithm. So now once we get the classification, we should find the nutrients and then do the calculation, right? So that's where we come to extraction. But unfortunately, to extract the nutrients, we need this information in numbers, right? Like, for example, how much carbohydrates are there, how much fat is there in one serving, and so on, right? So these numbers need to be available as some kind of data. But in web page, typically they are available in table format or in some kind of text format. So you need to parse this information and extract this information as numerical values so that we can use it in programming languages like Python and Node.js. So that is what the extraction algorithm does. So again, in this case, I am using these two columns, web page title and web page content, as the input. And I have added 3 more columns: ingredients, nutrition per serving, and the serving size. Based on this data, we will be able to calculate the Nutri-Score, right? So if we go to use AI for this, you can click on try it out, and you can load the same example. Then when I click this, you can see it extracts this text information as numerical data, as JSON, so that we can use it in our application. So that's how you can use AI models and integrate into your regular programming languages to extract information and then use it in regular programming language. Now, not all the web pages have this kind of nutrition information, right? Some of these restaurants are run by 3 or 4 people, and they don't have time to update their web pages with proper nutrition information. So what do we do about those kind of products? Fortunately, AI models, especially the latest ones, which are called large language models, are trained on vast amount of information on the internet. It has read Wikipedia, it has read all the YouTube videos, and then it knows the different types of dishes around the world and how they are prepared. So it can give an estimate of what a typical salad or a chicken tikka would have as ingredients and what their nutritions would be, right? So this is where we use generation. So using AI, we are going to figure out whether the nutrition information is available or not. And if they are not available, then we want the AI to guess the nutrition information, right? So we have added these two columns for the AI to output the information so that we can add the disclaimer saying these products for which there is no nutrition information available on the web page. We are going to assume the nutrition based on the best estimate. So I'm going to use interpreter to square for this part. And then you can try it out. You can say something like Pepsi, and it should automatically find out its nutrition per serving. And it's not confident that the serving size would be 330 ml, therefore it shows as red color. Right? And it shows that all this information that it gave in the nutrition were actually guessed. So that's the reason if you go to, let's say, near tail search and you search for Coke or Pepsi, or maybe I'll search Pepsi too. It will show a disclaimer here. It says nutrition values are estimated by AI and not verified by the owner yet. So that is it. So we have covered the 4 use cases: search, to understand the semantic meaning of the word that the user has entered, and then figure out which web page matches them the best, and build an intelligent search engine. And number 2, we built a classification algorithm so that we can classify products general good meat, so that we can apply the right algorithm, right Nutri-Score algorithm, depending on the type of food. And number 3, we used extraction algorithm or extraction model to extract nutrition information that are available as unstructured content like table or paragraph into JSON data structure or numbers so that we can use it in our code. And number 4, for the nutrition, for the web pages where the nutrition is not available, we are asking AI to generate them based on its prior knowledge or by reading the internet, right? So those 4 use cases are basically the building blocks of AI. You can build sophisticated applications on top of it. For example, big companies and smaller startups like ours are building agents. Like instead of just searching, agents could understand what your budget is. It could find the healthiest food available near you within your budget and automatically place orders for you. Or it could write code for you, depending upon your project, maybe in the future. When you come out of your college, maybe you will just talk to the computer and AI agents will be able to build an entire application for you. So these 4 building blocks should give you a good understanding of what you can build for the hackathon. But more importantly, think about what kind of problems you face every day. It could be in your college, it could be in your day-to-day life when you go out, or it could be in travel, or it could be buying healthy food like what I faced. Think about the problems that you face daily and then build the application. All the best. Thank you.